Okay, let's see if this is gonna work. Maybe I have to set it in another location. I was trying to. Let's see. I think everything is working right. I'll put the description and stuff in later. Let's see, can I get it to set up here? Working from my tablet now. My tripod kind of got messed up in the move. I feel like ants on me. I hope not. Okay, so I'm gonna check and see if it's on here. Just want to touch base and come in. The title is Miss Tish Live at the temporary location. Okay, so let's see if I can see you on my phone since I'm live on the tablet. I hope I got this on so I can get all the live chats. Okay, let's see. I thank you all for sticking with me. Hold on one second. Let me put you on pause. All right, everybody. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Well, anyway, I think I can see everything on here. Hopefully, I'm going to still try on my tablet to see can I see the live. And if these numbers don't stop, I'm gonna just put a block on it for right now. I don't want to hear none of that. Okay. Cut all that off. I gotta cut all that back. Okay. So let me see. Let me see if I'm live because sometimes I just can't see it. Oh, I am live. Let's see. It's working. Let me see if I can hear it. Since I'm live on the tablet. Oh my God, this on. All right, so now I can see everything. So let me turn the volume down. Good morning, good morning. Look, it took me a minute to try to get this up here, and it was blinking in and out. I couldn't get it to focus right. The tablet tripod wasn't working, so I got it propped up. You know how we do. You know how we do content creating. What we do, we find a way to make it work right. So I got it propped up on a hand cart with a chair on the tablet and looking at my phone. So good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. Um, yeah, and the topic is not in there, right? I'm gonna put it in there once I finish the live. It's temporary location. Yeah, it's about the temporary location. So good morning. I'm gonna write in here to tell y'all good morning. One, and I know I haven't been on in a while. I've been moving, been a lot of things going on and everything else. This is at my temporary location. I had to move all my plants, all my whole garden was broken down. I didn't even get no videos of the last day when my son broke it down. He did an awesome, amazing job. It was a three-person crew, three and a half. My husband drove for one day, a whole day of driving back and forth. But three-person um, moving, me, my son, and my girl, my Miss Sierra. You have saw her in one of my videos. She used to work for me, and she became a very good friend of mine. And she came and helped me move as well. But I'm in my temporary location in the country. Um, we're gonna talk a little bit about why I'm at my temporary location for my plants and even myself. Has something to do with my property, has something to do with setting up and getting everything together. So we'll talk about that. But remember, uh, your promises from God may be delayed but not denied. Remember that. And always trust and believe. When he said trust him through everything you go through. You know, and stick with one another. It's a lot of little nips and bits I learned from this. You gotta stick close. But the enemy loves to come. The enemy does three things: to kill, steal, and destroy. And he will constantly try to come and kill, steal, and destroy anything that comes up in your life, your marriage, your family, your livelihood, everything. He'll come to kill, steal, and destroy, especially when things are going on and constantly in effect. He want to bring things in the mix so you can take your focus off of God. Take your focus off of where you're going. Look at this big, ooh, bumblebee. Why he want to come over here, I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know. But he's right over here. Ooh, he's huge too. He got to go. But anyway, I ain't messing with him. I hope he don't mess with me. So this is my temporary. I'm gonna take you over here and let you see it a little bit. I got everything on a tarp over here. It's a nice area right beside the house for it. But I just set everything. Get out my coffee. He, uh, woo, I hate them bumblebees. And he was all up on top of my coffee. No, that's not a place for you to be on my coffee. Anyway, um, yeah. So I have everything. We placed everything on tarps. And some things didn't get on the tarp, and I had a um, ground cover piece over there as well. Because the ground cover I had, I was going to keep, but I ended up throwing it all away. I told my son just pick it up and just put it in the dump part, and that area was like clear with nothing there. I don't have any pictures. I wish I did so you could see it, how it looked when you pull everything up when you have the ground covering down for 4 years. So we over here, and some of the plants in the transport got wind burn. Some I was able to protect, but the wind burn wasn't as severe like the last one. We went 45 minutes away from the um, first location, my homestead location at first, where I was living at, the temporary. So these over here, some of them got wind burn, but not as bad. I did the much as I could cover them and everything else. My husband had mentioned to put it in a U-Haul. Won't go in about 45 minutes, but it was hot, and I was afraid that it would got wouldn't get enough air flow. So I didn't do it that route, but I did do it the way of cover it using shade cloth. Yeah, using shade cloth against it, and it helped. But some of it did get damaged. It was time to pull up beans and cucumbers anyway, but when I got here, I still had a whole lot of veggies to pull off. Still got a lot of tomatoes still growing. I did cut it back a lot, cut it down a lot, before I transport everything. One thing that is growing like crazy because I just had planted them not too long ago was a watermelon and cantaloupe is doing wonderful now, taking flight. My fruit trees, some of them got burned and a little bit damaged, but fruit season that's over, so the leaves are going to die back anyway. So I didn't really wasn't too concerned with it because I know the leaves going to drop off and new leaves going to come, and no fruit came, especially the new fruit trees. Um, I lost. I didn't lose any plants. I didn't lose any plants. I just had to trim some back and to build it back up. But I have a lot of hardware out here. A lot of hardware, things I use in my garden and things and everything else. I don't have. My tent was. I think it's ants over here. I got my tent was damaged, so I had threw the top away. My umbrella got damaged in the windstorm a couple days before we moved, so I have to get a Miss Pam have another one for me. I bought the base, so I don't have a tent. I need to get. I plus I got the umbrella tent up, a little umbrella tent to help. But I got these big trees right here. One is a maple. No. This one is a dogwood right here, and another tree over here, older trees, and I sitting around underneath of it, and it's kind of overcast day, so not as bad. But everything is clustered together. I haven't went out there to really separate them, to put the tarp down like I want, to buy some more ground covering for this season. Not sure how next season going to be. The fall season I will be planting some things, but this whole garden would not be planted. It'll be maybe five of each thing, maybe 15 total or something. I'm not for sure, but it's not going to be all of these going to be planted. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to get them prepared for the next season of the spring. But yeah, so this is where everything is together right here until I get them separated out. And it's a big area right here that I can have for my garden. And we're at our temporary location. Now, as I've been mentioning all before, moving to our new homestead, we're not that far from it. I think you can tell. I could say we're about maybe we was 25 minutes or 30 minutes from it from my old location, and now where we're at, we're maybe about. Woo! Ooh, that was a big beat. Excuse me, because I don't know what flew over here and just scared me, but he got to go. Okay. So I'm thinking we're about maybe about 15 minutes. Ooh, there's a lot of birds up there. Oh, 15 minutes from our homestead. So we're not that far from transporting this. And a lot of the other stuff is in storage right now. Which the whole home is mostly in storage because it's not ready. The homestead is not ready yet. When you're making a big move, a big change, and stuff like that, you have the hiccups. Or well, no, you have the mountains or valleys or hills to climb, or bulldozers through rocks to go through. You have all these. And if you had little, sound like firecrackers. I don't know if they is firecrackers. We're not too far from the base, so you might hear some things in the back. And a lot of insects come out here in the country, and you hear more than you did in my area where we used to live at. So we had a lot of, you have a lot of things that come up and you have to get adjusted and get things situated. And we've been working on this deal and everything else. We're getting everything ready for the move on our homestead. And then some more things came up and we worked through that. And then this last thing came up. They would not budge with some of the stuff that had to be. And we had to go almost for the go on that same week for the closing, for the signing. Some things came up, put a standstill on all that, and so we at our temporary location for a while, for a little while. Not long term, but for a little while until we get everything situated with that or see what we're going to do next, what move we're going to do. But one thing I can say that we own our property. That's not going to change. We own our property, our homestead, our 5 acres. We own it. I haven't shown you any videos of it and everything else, but we own it. We own it ever since last year. So we're trying to get our mobile home and our stuff that's set up, or maybe in a house bill. But we were looking at a mobile home to get that set up and get all our well accepted, all that stuff done, clear everything done. And so now we're just at a standstill for a few months, and then we'll see how the progress is on the homestead and how everything is a goal to get everything done and finished. Not done, but finished. Everything finished so we can be able to move on it. Now, is it going to be this year? Don't know. Is it going to be good next year? Don't know. But we know it's coming soon. It's not going to be, it's not denial. It may be a delay, but not denial. Because God is in control. I have to continue to trust God in everything. Everything. Even if He said, okay, well, let's do this first, and we're going to put you here for right then. If that's what God got, He has that. Now, when you're going through a lot of trials and tribulation and different things that are going through in your life to get to where God has set up for you, don't think it's going to be smooth because you're doing, say, oh, God said do this, and this thing. You following His command. You're doing what He tell you to do. You're going step by step. And you don't think any roadblocks or any hiccups going to come. Yes, they'll come. But what you're going to do in the midst of it when it does come, that is the thing. You have to stand in the midst of all trials and tribulations. You got to stand, and you have to stick closer. If you're married, you have a spouse, or you with someone, you have to stick closer to anyway, because the enemy don't like relationships. He don't like marriages. He don't like relationship, and he don't like family. He likes to come and destroy, kill, steal, and destroy. Destroy your livelihood, destroy your family, destroy your relationship, destroy your thought pattern. Whatever he can destroy, he'll come and destroy. Kill. He likes to kill your love language, kill your spirit, kill your livelihood, whatever he can, kill it, squash it, don't allow it to exist. He'll come and do it and destroy, kill, steal, and he like to steal things from you that you ain't paying attention to. Make sure you pay attention to even those small details. Because the enemy come to steal. He come to steal. Steal is simply taking something that do not belongs to you. He come to take what does not belongs to him. And we have to stay alert. We got to stay on top of that and make sure that we understand that what the enemy comes to do. And when he comes to do that, we have to be the ones that stand up and say, oh, not today, devil. Oh, not today. We're going to move forward. And we're going to stand on God's word. Excuse me. So I just wanted to I want you to know that. So it's nothing. One thing I can always say, I can tell you right now, that we are land owners. Yes, we are. Land owners. Are we on our land right now? No, we're not. But we are land owners. Nothing is going to can take that away unless you decide that you don't want to pay your taxes, if you don't want to keep your land intact. If you don't do those things and pay your taxes and stay on top of the thing, then yeah, you ain't gonna be no landowner. But you need to make sure you stay on top of that. That's one thing we as not, cause are not worried about, because we stand on top of that. We own that land. Me and my husband are landowners in South Carolina. I am landowners in Virginia. So owning land is very important because you can build, you can do what you want. If it's yours, it's yours. It's yours. I told my husband, I said, look here, this thing get cleared off right, get scratched off right, I will simply move over there in a Winnebago, in an RV, roll right on up, because it's my land. My land. Move my garden and everything, my land. Look here, you hear what I say? It's yours. Nobody can take you off of that. So we had a good move. It was stressful. I mean, it was stressful. It was long, and it was hot, and it was took a lot out of me. Took a lot out of me, but I got it done. It took 3 days or a couple days to recuperate. I had a little retreat. Thank you. Thank you. You know who you are. Thank you for my retreat. I needed it. I needed it. And I still, when I got to my temporary location, I had to have a rest as well because it just been overwhelming. It just took a lot out of me to do. So I wanted to share a lot of that with y'all. I think I need to share this on the page. So let me share a little bit because no, that's not it. Supposed to be sharing. You see me, right? News feed. All right, let me see. Post now. Share story. Okay, public. So, and a lot of that can take a lot out of you. When things like that come up, it can take a lot out of you, and you'll feel like that depression or all that stuff could come around on you. But I always tell everybody, make sure you have a good support system. Keep that good support system in your life. You need it. You need a good support system. You really do. I thank God for my support system. I really do thank God for my support system, my support people, because I need them in my life. Every single day, I need them, and we need each other. I don't think I would even be as far where I'm at right now if I didn't have my support group. Because, whew, I tell you, the enemy was working. He still is, but guess what? I am not following him up. Not following him up. Not following him up. I gotta stay strong and stay vigilant. Be aware of what's going on. Stay vigilant. I hope I ain't got my gloves. I'm done with the day with this. I don't think I'm washing today. So I did been pulling stuff off the. I did had a lot of tomatoes that fell off during the move when I was transporting them, and I gave them to my past neighbors and stuff, and put in bags for them, and told them keep them in the bag for them to blush and ripen in the bag. So a lot of people got some tomatoes in bags, and also I've been picking, and I've been. Every time I go back to my okra wasn't done, then it go back and it be too big. But this is a real big okra. Um, my girlfriend told me that the okra, because it's my first year growing okra, I should have about that size right there. Not all this long. That's a good size from there. But this is too big. Well, but I've been cutting them up anyway because they get kind of tough in the big seeds. And well, I can open them up and get the seeds out and have okra seeds. And I got some more tomatoes and some that I have to take off because it started to get damaged because too much water. And it was starting to thing right there, started to damage some. And some of them was still got little. I'm gonna check and see if anything in them, like little holes and stuff like. I gotta check those out. And some of them are looking beautiful. And I took some of them that just blush because I noticed that these worms and stuff been getting into everything. Got a pepper. One of my girlfriend, hers is awesome. I had took a lot of her peppers and this and that tomato. I picked one of the big tomatoes and it's ripening. Little blush. Anytime they start blushing, I start picking them. So these are just the pick from this morning, the harvest from this morning of what I got. But not yesterday, before I picked some more off of there. The cucumbers are done. I did pick a butternut squash off of here too already. But I'm going to pull all the cucumber vines and throw some seeds in. It won't be today. And I got eggplant about to come up. And I'm going to pull all the beans off and put some new beans in there as well. Um, that's one thing I'm going to do. So I know I did not. Let me see what's going on with this. Go. Yeah, let me see. Okay, so okay, just checking and see what's up on the thing. Top fan. Oh, you're my top fan. Hey, top fan. I don't know anything about this stuff yet. I'm learning. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, top fan. Anyway, I am just want to share with you briefly. I know a lot of people that I didn't schedule this on this live and everything. Just want to jump on. Today is Monday. It's a motivational Monday. I usually do. I don't have my journal, my devotional book, but I wanted to share that with you about standing still, um, knowing that God is God, and also just because it's delay, it don't mean denial. It don't mean denial. That don't mean He said no. Don't mean He not say if it's delayed. Don't mean He said no. Maybe not right now, and maybe it wasn't right now. Maybe some corrections have to be done, and a lot of corrections not with the place and stuff that you go on. That part could be within you or your relationship or different things. Like I say, He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. You got to stick still. You got to stand strong with each other. Forgive quickly. Forgive quickly and move forward. You probably won't forget the thing, but forgive quickly and move forward. You know, that's one thing I know. We have to forgive quickly and move forward because a lot of things seem like I just can't forget. And it's hard for me to forgive, but I have to learn that forgiveness is a key for a lot of things. Yeah. So that was it. So let's go ahead and take a walk through, and I'm gonna show you everything that's right here. Where I got my garden set up, and I got my house plants, and some inside and some outside. Now I transported them inside the vehicle, but when I got here, I stuck them on the back, and when it started doing everything else, and they had too much sun, too much sun. And when they had too much sun, it caused them to get burned, and that environment was such a big change for them. So they are not doing too well. I got to figure out what to do with my house plants, and I got to cut them back or something because my babies don't look too good. I'm just so um. But everything else, we're gonna take a tour of how the back, how it looks, because it's not set up, and how it's going to look. I mean, how it look in here too. And I'm since it's temporary, I don't want it to set it up completely, but where I'm at, it has a lot of wildlife coming around. So deers and different things will come out. So I have to make sure that I protect my crop. I haven't had any problems with anything except my mulberry. My little mulberry tree got ate up. That's the only thing we're getting eat up. And I'm like, really? Okay. Holistic healing, mind, body, and soul. Good morning. Good morning. It said, hi, Miss Tish. I am looking to purchase my own land as well because I want to expand my garden as well. Was it easy for you guys to find the land? No, you know what? It wasn't. It was no. I'm gonna say yeah. You know what? It was a blessing because we wasn't looking. I know what God had showed me a while back. I mean, when we was living in Charleston, me and my husband used to ride out on the weekend, and we were riding out, and God told me. I mean, as we were just riding and the countryside, and just chilling, He showed me 30 acres. 30 acres, Lord, and I'm like, okay, 30 acres. I'm like, okay, and then we rolled past. Within 10 minutes, we rolled past a sign that had a big sign of the acres said 30 acres. So I knew. I said, okay, God, that's awesome. I said, oh, I told my husband. He said, okay. He said, all right. So anyway, we moved that was a while back when we was in Charleston. I mean, years ago. So then we moved to Columbia. As we moved to Columbia, at our new place, been there for 4 years. Within last year, his son, one of my son-in-law, my husband's son, came over to look at my car, and we were just talking and talking, and he had brought up about land, but me and my husband already been talking about. I said, we don't want to rent anymore. We want to own our own property. We want to own our own. I own land in Virginia, but we wanted not to be renting anymore. We wanted to be able to own our own. It's something about owning your own, having your own. Nobody can put you out. Nobody can do nothing to you. It's yours. It's yours. So he came by and he just came, and I don't know how the conversation got into that. He talked about, said, yeah, the man called me about some land or something, like somebody he knew, and somebody that would keep him informed about these acres, because they were selling at 5-acre slots. And someone, um, no, they had that 5-acre slot up for sale, and they called him, but this wasn't on the market. It wasn't on the thing where you look for land. None of that. It was like a realtor was doing. The private owner had a realtor that did all this, but he just had this sign up right on, and it was down a private road, and all that stuff. But it was around family and people that knew. Only way you would know if they had told someone else. So the realtor had called. The person had called him because he knew the owners and knew the realtor, and they were keeping him informed of what's going on. What was for sale. Asked him did he want it. They gave him the option first. So he was telling about it within a week or two that the man had called him. So I was talking to him. I said, wait a minute, before you tell me anything about this, do you want it? He said, no, I don't want that. I want this other part. So he was not interested at all. So I jumped on it. I like, where that, this and this and that, this and that. And he told me the land was good and everything else. And he had some people that lived around there on his mom's side. So I was like, okay. So I jumped in my car. Once he had took care of my car, I went down there. I called my husband, and he would call my husband. And we had talked to the people, and he talked to the man. And then we ended up talking to him. And within 2 days, no, within 2 days, yes, we was up at his office. I was up at the office signing papers. I was on the road. Then within another week, we had that taken care of. We was finished with that. We owned 5 acres. Yes, and it wasn't. So that's what I'm saying. My journey of finding acreage was not as challenging as some other people were, because it came to us when God had opened up the door for us to allow us to get it. That was a God ordained and opening. That's why I would say keep your ears attuned to Him, listening to what God said, listening to Him. You know, um, God speak to everybody like differently, and just listen. Sometimes in quiet moments, sometimes it get quiet. My girlfriend always tell me, say, I gotta get quiet. Sometimes, it's time to just get quiet. Turn everything off. Just sit still and just get quiet and let God let you listen to God and stop always talking. We need to be able to listen to Him and stop talking all the time. So would I answer that question? No, it wasn't for us, because it came to us. And that was a year ago. Let me get some more water. Coffee. Um, that was a year ago. That was a year ago. And a year prior to that, now I'm gonna tell you that a year prior to that, I was sitting at the table doing my devotion, and just doing my prayer and talking, and devotionals. I do a devotion mostly every day, and I write devotion. So I was sitting there at the table, and God showed me out of the blue how the new garden was gonna look. I said, I just redid this garden out here in the back, and He was showing me how a new one was gonna look. He said, write it down. I knew in the Word, it tell you, write it down upon tables, and so whoever reads it, it will run with it. So I needed Habakkuk 2 and 2 and 3. Habakkuk 2, 2 and 3. That's awesome. So it tell you right now. So when He showed to upon tables, so I got my paper out, and I started sketching what He was showing me. Everything, every detail, everything He showed me, the 3 sections. Just sketching it, doing everything. Then He started giving me details in it. And I was so excited for what he was showing me. I said, oh my goodness, I can't do, oh man, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord. Not knowing when it was going to come, I knew it wasn't in that area because what he showed me was so big. It was big. Bigger than what I can, God's vision, God things is big. Is Our stuff is small. His stuff is big. That's how you know it comes from God, because it's big. So I had that thing on paper. And that was a year prior to us getting in contact to purchase the land. You hear what I'm saying? So then when the land thing came, I knew that all this was working together for the good. I knew this was God's plan. We purchased the land. Year before we purchased the land, he gave me the vision of the homestead, of the garden, of the fruit orchard, of the no-till section, of the high-rise section, of the cottage garden. Wasn't designed the way he showed me, reiterate and redesigned it later on, but got in more detail of it. Cottage in the middle, of the fruit orchard on the other side. All that, how to get there, how to drive up to it. So it had to be acres on it. A year later, we purchased. Then this is the year after we purchased, we was moving into it. It don't say denial. It may be delayed, but not denial. I'm telling you, this is 5 acres here in South Carolina. That's up there in Virginia, over an acre and a half or something like that, cut, and over 5 or 7 acres of family plot. With me and my brother and my cousin, because there's only 3 of us left on that. So we have family and cousins. I have cousins, and my mom is the only living elder in our family up there, and we have some cousins where they have children. We want to be able to have land up there, so anything go down, they have a place to go, have the land to be able to put their homes on. My son have a place where he can be able to build his property on. So I'm adding up this stuff, and I said, well, that couldn't be it. I thought it wasn't, because he said 30. But guess what? God said 30, but he didn't say how the 30 was. He showed me eventually. I didn't show you 30 together. He started showing me the land up there, started showing me the land down here, and I started thinking. I said, okay, Lord, you said 30, but you ain't mean 30 altogether, 30 around. So we building it as we go. I'm having my ears and eyes open to what God is showing me. Don't know how, but I know what he said. Don't know how it's going to work out, but I know what he said. Now, I want one thing I want you to know. You got to trust God. Have your ears and eyes open. Have your spiritual ear open. Your spiritual eyes open. And listening for what God says. Because he will drop a nugget. He will drop something. And don't move so quick on things. Don't go so quick. Come back and have confirmation from him. Look, we got to stop moving with our own instincts, thinking it's him because we saying it. We got to make sure that God is saying it. We got to make sure that God is in the lead of everything. If you don't know and you don't hear from him, don't get too anxious to go do something. Sit on it. Sit and get quiet. Sit and get quiet. Because sometimes he wants you to do that because, look at, you ain't in the right mindset. You might not be in the right mindset. You might not be in the right financial setting. All those. And he will work out that plan for that land that you won't have to have all the money up front to get it. But it's yours. Hear what I say. You don't have to have all of it up front to get it. But it can be yours. Pay attention. All right, let me see. All right. I need to pray on this and wait on the Most High. This is my true blessing from you and your spouse. Yes. Look, and I'm going to tell you one thing. If you're married or you have a connecting partner, you get me, whatever, I'm just telling you that the enemy will come and try to steal, kill, and destroy your relationships and everything else. Don't think this was easy with me and my spouse and everything else with all this, me and my husband. No. He came to try to punch. He tried to kill. He tried to steal. And he tried to destroy the things that we built between us in this move and everything else. But I saw him coming. I got down and I started praying. I started seeking God's face. I started saying, devil, you a liar. You know, not today. I started standing on his word. I started standing on His word, got the scriptures out, got my partners, my prayer partners, my my well my support group together, and start standing on the word with us. You know, sometimes your spouse or your mate ain't gonna be connected like you are. And I can remember we are the prayer warriors. The women are the ones that hold them things that connect that thing together. You know, they're the provider. They're the ones out there gonna hustle and bustle and make it happen, gonna get it and everything else. And we're the ones that gotta stick the glue. You know, we might not be all, you know, might not be calm, somebody get stressed out, but we gotta say that. Who's one of those moments? Say, Lord, if you for us, then who gonna be against us? I'm standing on your word, Lord. You said it. You said when I heard that word came through, doing all this stuff that was going on, things try to come and hit me and my marriage, try to hit us in the move and everything else because we dealing with so much other things and it tried to come and fight against us. I told myself, we gotta stick. We gotta stick. You know, we have to keep moving forward. Yes. And even today, we still going through some things, but we have to keep moving forward. We got to keep trusting God. If God ain't say move yet, don't move. If God ain't say jump yet, don't jump. If God ain't say roll over that, don't do it yet. And sometimes we don't want to wait because we want that answer now. We want it right now. But God ain't saying do it right now. And sometimes we think He ain't hearing us because He quiet. Sometimes you know why He quiet? I believe sometimes He's quiet because we got too much noise, too much stuff going on. Too much, and He can't get connected with you. So we have to realize, take them moments to hear from Him. When you think He ain't listening, He listening. He listening in quietness because He needs you to get quiet so He can talk to you and stop you always talking. Whew, I got red ants coming on me. I think it coming from this tree where I'm under. I don't like them. Red ants bite, and it's ants all over here. So I'm gonna have to really work on this area. I saw black ants over there, but I think because it's dry right here, it got a lot of rain. So what I'm gonna do, I'm probably put something here. Probably put some cinnamon down. But every time it rains, it washes it. So let's see where I'm at. Try to look at some more things right here. What he wants me to do, and I think I'm moving out of his position. Maybe so. I can't tell you are or not, but guess what? Make sure you stay consistent. And whatever you have now, hey, don't think what you have now ain't gonna work. I done seen videos where people only had a little balcony, and they growing abundance of stuff. Look, let me tell you something. From the area we living in, renting the house we came up to Columbia. That's a testimony itself. I got to tell you about that testimony, how we got up to Columbia. Okay, one day homeless. Tell you that. Everything wasn't finished, the move yet. We ain't had no grounded, what it called? Address. But we got there. Didn't walk in the place before we moved in it. That's a testament all for it. When we walked in it, the place we moved to, we just left, we never walked in before. That was our first time walking in it. Just seeing the inside of it. Well, anyway, that's another testimony stuff. But when I was there, I wanted my journey where I was there, while I was there. And it was a foreclosed home. I'm telling you a lot about that. Excuse me. I wanted our journey to be while we was there, to be a blessing to the community. No matter where I lived at, where I was at, I always like to give. I'm a giver and like to be a blessing to the community and people around or whatever else. You know, I'm a true homesteader, to tell you the truth, because I like to garden. I like to, I was spoken over a long time ago that my hands, something about my hands, and I'm a teacher of heart. I am was spoken that within the five folds, and a teacher was the calling on my life. No matter what type of teaching, when you hear that, you think it's always biblical. I teach that too, but teaching can be anyway, anything. Gardening, I cook, I sew. I do arts and craft. I teach with reading. I mean, all those things I do. And I bake, all those things. And my gifts shall make room for me. I went, and every time I do a holiday, stuff like that, I'm a homemaker type giver and gift giver. I don't go and buy things for people for gifts. I give from my heart. So I make the things and I bless them with what I make. And I give them with that. So wherever I go, I do that. And in the other area, I did the same thing. I bake things to the holidays and stuff. I allow my work to wherever God had in front of me to make it work to be able to do. And from that, I had people that wanted to purchase the items. Now, I'm a business mindset, business entrepreneur from heart. My daddy was one, and I think I got that exactly from him. You know, owning my own TC Academy on site and virtual, you know, and also being in baking and doing sweet treats and all these things I do. But the thing is that it will make room for you. The things, the gifts and stuff you do. So don't think you're small. I want to get back to what, don't think your smallness of your garden can't make room for you. And the people that you meet can't make room for you for the garden. I mean, the things you need to produce the other things that God have in store for you. Because when I started giving, it started opening up doors for me to be able to sell. Started opening up doors for me to be able to go to people's homes and set up gardens. I have people now that want me to set up their new garden, a small garden in the back, where I just came from. They getting it. None of them was in the garden, in the whole culture sack in the area where I'm at, right where I'm at. People want to get it started. I gave away plants, heirloom plants, every year for 3 years. I set it out in the front. People from the school districts and school system and neighborhoods and nearby neighborhoods came through and pick up plants, heirloom tomato plants mostly, and other plants that I had start from seed because I always did an overflow and picked them up. It was free. And if they want to donate towards something, they did. This year was the biggest donations towards it because I ended up putting out, they told me, put your Cash App out there or put the thing out so they can be able to donate. So, and so I did it this year. They started donating towards it. And then they were so saddened because that was the last year they were going to be able to get that. But I met so many friends out there that garden now. I got 2 gardening sisters that's out there that we probably end up doing again. Even though I don't live out there, I probably set up something. We'll set up something together for that community in their front yard and do the same. So what I'm telling you that God will open up doors that we ain't even thinking about right now. I know you're saying holistic gardener healing in my, so I'm thinking that if you use your herbs, and I'm thinking that you use herbs and stuff from your garden to do that smallness you think and you want something big, hey, write it down, make it plain. Whatever God show you as a vision inside you, write it down, make it plain. It ain't going nowhere. If he gave it to you, you're gonna make it, it's gonna come to pass. Remember I told you he gave you that layout. Now it's 2 years ago. It ain't there yet, but it coming closer and closer. And I see it every day. I see it. Now I got to the point where it ain't on paper. It's up here. It's all up in here all the time. I go and walk the ground. I walk the stuff, and I see it, and I can tell. I can see it like I'm touching it. Oh, it's gonna be this. I even orchestrate out in another property, just seeing how big it's gonna be, how many wood beams I need. I'm getting to the point now. I am figuring out how many, what type, how many trees I want, how distant, how many distance is going to be from each other. Is it going to be in the ground, on top of the ground? What am I going to grow here? What I'm going to do in succession planning? How big is my cottage garden my cottage in my garden going to be? How many grills I'm going to set out? How many sitting areas? I am all over with that, and I'm not going to give up on it. I'm not going to give up on it. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. He's showing me right now, even in the midst of all this stuff that's going on, he said, I did not give up on you, so don't give up on me. I did not give up on you, so don't give up on me. That might be a word for you. If I did not give up on you, I did not give up on you, so don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. Trust me. Trust me. Do you trust me? Do you trust me? So trust me. Do you trust me? So trust me. Do you trust me? Do you trust me? So trust me. We have to trust God in everything we do. Thank you, Lord. That's a reminder for me. What I'm saying is it has to come through me first to be able to get to you. It has to come through me first to get to you. I'm just letting you know that. Oh my God. My God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for reminding me. No matter what trials and tribulation coming, whatever, what things come and beat you up, he ain't forgot about you. Yes, Lord. I thank you, Lord. Wherever he may place me at, I'ma keep being me. My son said, Mom, don't stop being you, who you are. Don't change at all. Because every little bits and bits of what you are or who you are, it helps another. He said, don't stop being who you are. Don't stop being who you are. Mom, you got to keep moving. Don't stop being who you are. And trust God. And all you do, trust him. That's why I say that word do not never return to you void. And never return to them void. When we place that word in them children, guess what? It's still there with them children. When we put it in their children, it's still with them children. We put that word, it ain't going nowhere. It's still there. It may seem like it's dormant, but it ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. Let me look and see what's going on with this, with my any more questions, because I say I thank God with all this. I thank God. I thank God. So don't give up on what you're doing. Don't give up on where you got, how big your stuff is. It can grow from there. One of my goals now, what I want, um, is that when I get my move on to my homestead, I got a name for it and everything. When I move into it and have a bigger size gardens and all my gardens and areas and stuff like that, I want to be able to have a stand or have do farmers markets. I do. I want to have the simple life. I want to eat majority from my garden, and if I can't grow it, or I don't have it, then guess what? I want to be able to um, find farmers, local farmer, people nearby to me that has it that I need, and I'll be able to get it from them. Like I might not do, I don't know what that is. I don't. I'm not gonna. I may not do no pigs or no cows or stuff like that, and I find a local farmer that's doing that, and I can be able to get it from them. I want chickens. I want egg layers and meat birds, and I also want goats. Those are main things I want. Goat. Now I don't want them big old pigs, but I did see Land Farmer had them little ones. But I'm not. Look, if so, they're gonna be what I get. But I'm not thinking about that right now. Goats and chickens were my main thing, and quail. I want to try some quail. And down the street, I found out not too far from us, from the homestead, it's a quail farm there, and I can go and learn. So maybe this is the season. See, I want chickens, right? Don't know how to raise them. Don't know what to do. But guess what? This is a season for me to learn. While I'm in transition, while I'm in a standstill mode right now, it's time for me to get poured into, to learn all I can need to learn. To learn about goats, to learn about the cheese making a goat, the milk, learn about chickens, the egg layers, and the meat birds. Learn about those things. Learn about what's best in ground, above ground. The things that I'm already doing, but learn about a little bit better. A little bit of stuff I need to know more of. You know, I might need to learn how to. I don't know how to do the riding lawnmowers and stuff. Yeah, I don't. I don't know how to use a tractor. No, I don't. Maybe it's just the season, the timing now to learn those things, to get into to do, to learn, so I can be more self-sufficient on my property. Because I want to eat from what I grow. I want to eat from what I grow. I hope I ain't got up on this chair because I feel like something bite me. But yeah, so that's on that. I can't wait either. You know what? I can wait, but I say I thank God and how things turn out. You know, it's a process. You know, wherever how God have it turned, wherever how He turns it, wherever how He turns it. But yeah. So anyway, all right. So Any other questions and stuff? Because I'm gonna come back and do some more answering once I go over here. I told you my testimony about the property, how we got it. I am gonna show you videos of it. I did videos already 2 years, a year ago when we bought it. I did videos last year, this year also, and I think what I'm not gonna put them all together until we get it, the first stage done. And when that first stage start coming in, I'll do some more videos, and then I start doing a little bit more intuition on it. And I might do something. I don't for sure. I gotta see what God says about that. But other than that, yes, we own it. That's the main thing. We own that. Yes. So we're in a temporary location, and sometimes your temporary location may not be what you want, may not be what you really want, right? Because you want your own, you want your homestead, you want that part, but it may not be where you want at the moment. But it's a blessing from God. It's a blessing from God. So you allow yourself to be just quiet with Him and just move when God say move. Okay. So sorry. I think the true brain, they already doing something to that line over there. I don't know. I don't know too much about true brain, but I heard they put chemicals in it for yards and stuff. Something. But anyway, that's another thing. I don't know. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna show you what I have right here. I haven't set it up. I did have my son give me my beams, my 4x4s, but all my other wood, he threw in the woods and took it to the dump because that was too much to carry over here. And I didn't know how I was gonna do the temporary. I'm thinking that I'm gonna do everything, nothing in the ground, everything above like I did the first time I did it. So I might have to go get. I could have kept them boards, but I didn't. So I'm gonna have to get more boards and just do a board, a boundary board, and then put some. I don't know if we're gonna do the wiring because I did throw one row of wiring away, or we might just do. I might just do the green plastic one. I'll show you. So let's go ahead and take a tour of it. Whew. I got a little red chair. I had these on my porch, my little porch, and it had a table and another stand, and I had just moved that over here. And you are sitting up on one of my other chairs. So I'm gonna take you down, and we going and see the garden. Let me turn you around, and we're gonna flip flop. Okay, and this is it. So this is what you were standing up on right here, on top of that chair, because the chair part broke, and that's my other chair, and that's a plant stand, and that was the chair I was sitting in, and I set it up right here. See right there with the lanterns and the stand. I had it over there, that chair. So I'm gonna put some fairy lights inside of there and have that in a good little setting. So this is the garden right here. It's a big area that I'm able to put it anywhere. But this is a big area for the garden. But I'm not using all this because we do use it for um, ooh, coming in. The driveway is over there, but you can come in this way to circle around and stuff. So this is the plot that I told my son to put all my garden things that I brought. I threw something, but my platforms right here, I was not throwing away because I did set up one herb section right there. My 4x4s. This right here was in the back of the truck for the longest. I bought it from a yard sale. This is going to be used in my new homestead where I have doing wonderful with it. And that is my umbrella stand, which I told you the umbrella had broke in the windstorm, but I got the stand, so I just need the other piece. And this is a lot of the stuff I got. Let me see, can I bring it back? Yeah. I threw one of my tables on the side, um, but I kept that one. I kept these because I use it for the fruit orchard and just put a netting over top of it. Um, so this is all. Let me step back a little bit so you can see. I think I only got, yep. So in the transport, a lot of stuff had got damage and, had to recuperate. So I just cut some of the leaves off the eggplants. As you can see, the eggplants are growing wonderfully. Got eggplants and all that. Got a lot of ants, I noticed, that comes up because I didn't put any carb or anything. I just threw it down there. And this, the okra, looking wonderful. I got okra growing, and I done picked about 3 or 4 okras off of there. That is the right here is the watermelon right here, right there, and that is cantaloupe. And you saw when I put it in the ground when I was at the other place, and this is within 3 weeks. And look at it now. Got peppers, tomatoes. It's all clustered together. Um, I put my what it called lemongrass around the outer borders to help with the tearing. So I haven't seen anything came out try to eat anything, but I know my mulberry I had to put in the middle because all my leaves done ate off of those. I done already picked this morning. Peppers plant looking good. See, peppers are growing. I'm so happy I haven't seen those worms since we moved. I got banana pepper growing in there. I think you can see that. See, the peppers are growing. And this I'm gonna pull up. This is the old cucumber. See, still see some flowers, but I want to go ahead and throw some more seed in here. Clean this up. I have two butternut squash that came off of this right here, and that's not a cucumber down in here, and that's going to be pulled as well. I got one butternut that's still on here. I'm gonna let you see.